Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Monday. Hopefully, everybody had an awesome weekend. Going to break down the DraftKings Showdown for the football game tonight. But I do want to wish everybody a happy holiday. And I ain't talking about Christmas coming up this week or anything like that. I'm talking about the start of NBA tomorrow. So I'm very, very excited about that. Bellman and I are going to try to get the NBA info for Tuesday out today already. Really excited for the Wednesday night slate as we get a little bit bigger. But we got some nice matchups Tuesday on the two-game slate to get us kicked off into the NBA, guys. But in all seriousness, we'll probably say it a couple times this week. Happy holidays to everybody that watches the show on a daily, weekly, monthly basis or whatever it might be. Kind of different this year. I'm sure some people are doing the family thing, others aren't. Just whatever you can, make sure your holidays are enjoyable as possible. Never hesitate to click that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new to the station. And it's even hard to get excited about this football game tonight, knowing that it's such a discrepancy, projected points and everything like that from, a good game, and knowing that we got NBA coming back into full force tomorrow. Although it is an exciting time of the football year as well. So that's never a bad thing, I suppose, guys. All right. As far as deals that we're rocking right now, you guys have heard me mention the lifetime pricing. Throughout the last week, we're running a sale on it. Today's the last day of it, 25% off. Lifetime pass is $300 right now. It's usually $400. Pay through the website, get a reimbursement. Otherwise, you can use the PayPal or Venmo addresses below. And we got 10 spots available for the NBA package at $75, and then it's going up to full price, which is $120. That's $45 off. For the time being, use the PayPal or Venmo addresses below, but I'm trying to get that up on the website today. We will be talking a ton of overlay this year with the matchup shop for NBA. We will have some football contests up later today. Excited to talk about this one as well. Really, really, really can't wait for the NBA to start tomorrow so we can talk overlay matchup shop every single day. It is overlaydfs.com. Give them a whirl, guys. Subscribe to the station if you are new to it. Let's talk about the plays of the day, and let's go with our classic first pick on the Showdowns, which is your Kiss Occam's Razor play of the day. That's Big Ben Roethlisberger, quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I think most people, and I think intelligently so, load up on the Steelers tonight. I think the Bengals got something working for the future, but since the injury to Joe Burrow, they're just not the same team. They're not very good. They're not good defensively. They're not good offensively. Get as much of the Steelers as you can. It's easy to afford Big Ben tonight. He is one of the prime candidates to hit up the captain spot, especially in the cash game format. We know the Steelers struggle to run the ball, so expect it to really rest on the right arm of Big Ben tonight. He should be massively popular for good reason. Like I said, a candidate for the captain spot as well. Moving on down the list from there, let's talk about DIONTAE Johnson. So last week, after that game against Buffalo, I definitely was hesitant on DIONTAE Johnson. Dude's been dropping it left and right lately. I think he was at 3 drops last week. He was then benched by Tomlin for about half the game. Had a couple of decent catches in the second half, but outside of that, was really, really on the bad side of things for Coach Tomlin. Tomlin, and it even says it right there on the DK write-up, he's going to give him a fresh start this week. And I kind of rethought about how I think about this. I actually love DIONTAE Johnson tonight. He's my favorite of the wide receivers. I think Pittsburgh makes it a point to get him rolling. If Pittsburgh wants to be competitive in the playoffs, they need their best players to be contributing. And while they have a stable of nice receivers, DIONTAE Johnson is that PPR beast, chain-moving type of fella, and I think they need to get his confidence back before they roll into the playoffs here in a couple of weeks. Great spot to do it tonight against a Cincinnati team that just, they leave a lot to be desired. So I maybe wouldn't feel as confident in Johnson if this was like a full game slate or like a full slate, but it's a one-game showdown. I want my exposure here. I think they do a good job to get his confidence rolling tonight. And in a one-game slate like this, he is shortlisted for me. Moving on down the list, check out Eric Ebron, the tight end of the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's kind of a beast working, throughout the middle of the field. Always struggles to catch the ball a little bit. It's really the biggest downfall of Eric Ebron. Hasn't scored in a couple of weeks. I think he hits pay dirt tonight. And because of where he's priced, he oftentimes gets a little bit ignored. Not saying you're going to get him at like 5% tonight because that's silly. And maybe I'm feeling good after Henry and Waller were great for us on the Showdown on Thursday night. But I like the tight end spot tonight. You also get a much better pairing with him than you would, say, if you were paying up to like a Juju or a Claypool, for example. So check out Eric Ebron tonight. Again, usually gets a little bit overlooked, but again, what is that going to be? 25, 30% owned. It's not like you're getting about 5% or anything. All right, next up, I don't want a lot of exposure to the Bengals tonight. And I don't expect much out of them. I don't want to spend bigger money on a quarterback. or Tyler Boyd or anything like that. So I'm looking to punt with the Bengals tonight. And I'm looking at the running back, Williams, who got a little bit of a run last week after Giovanni Bernard was kind of benched for fumbling in the first quarter. So I do expect Bernard to be out there starting the game, getting the first look at it. But with the Bengals being 14-point dogs, the Steelers coming off back-to-back losses, looking to get right here, I don't think Bernard's necessarily out there in the fourth quarter. I also know that the Bengals know what they have in Giovanni Bernard. He's been there for, like 7 years now? And it's not a bad time of the year to start looking at some of these, secondary running backs and, any position really to figure out if there's anything there. With Mixon not being around most of the season, having injury issues in the past, is this a guy you even want to keep around as like a third-string running back next year and figure it out? Because you know what Samaje Perine is. He's not a very effective runner of the football. You at least give Williams a little bit of a look, especially in the latter portion of the game when they're down. He's 1,200. This is nothing but a price play. There is some risk here. There is no guaranteed touches or anything like that. But I'd rather play him, than spending money on Tyler Boyd or something like that. I think he'll get some looks today. He looked all right last week. There's no reason not to give him a little bit of a look. And if they get into the hurry up and they're down a little bit, I think he can get some junk time points as well. So that's about it right here. And last up is the Steelers defense. They're not as good as they were in the beginning of the year, right? I mean, a couple of key injuries will do that to anybody. That being said, the Bengals offense is not what it was in the beginning of the year. Without Burrow, this team has gone downhill really, really quickly. So they're pricey, which I think will keep their ownership down just a little bit. Again, very much like EBRON, they're in that middle tier where people tend to go a little bit more stars and scrubs, but they're still going to get love tonight. I don't think they're going to be overwhelming chalk because the price tag, but what's not overwhelming chalk? 30% owned still. It's a showdown slate. Everybody gets some love. So they are shortlisted for people that I'm looking at, but I'm not 100% sold on having to use the Pittsburgh Steelers right here. It's a big price tag. Now, if they pick six and pick up a fumble, yeah, it's going to look like you kind of needed them, but no guarantee something like that happens. But they do have a solid baseline of points here. Not expecting the Bengals to have a lot of success offensively. So that's what we got today, guys. I wish you all the best of luck tonight. We got NBA tomorrow, so like a lot of you guys, I'm a very happy young guy today. Not young. I'm a very happy guy today. We'll be even happier tomorrow when we get some regular season NBA like a lot of you guys. So best of luck this evening, and then we'll see you a little bit later to talk a little hoops.